Hey yo, what's going on troopers? Jacko here bringing you another 10 tips video, but this time for advanced players. If you're a rookie, a noob, a beginner, I already released a video for you last week. It's called 10 tips for beginners. It's going to be linked on the top right of this video. Give that a watch first. Also go through the comment section of that video. There was a lot of helpful community members that left their little nuggets of knowledge down there. Some great insight that I didn't include in my video. So yeah, make sure you do that. Advanced players, please do the same thing to this video. If you see that I missed anything, please include it in the comment section below. If anybody's played any games in the past week, either ARC Veteran or ARC Normal, you can tell that the community has a lot of growing to do. So let's do that together. You know, teach people what they should and shouldn't be doing. Maybe one video at a time, maybe one trooper at a time. And really just be a positive impact on all your games. So let's get straight into it. Enough with the intro BS and get on to tip number one. Alright, first advanced tip is how to pull up on the scoreboard. It's Z as in Z or zebra. You can see who your squad mates are, your kills, revives, deaths, and ping. Also your objective, location, here, the Central Garrison Victor that I'm playing on now. Also the difficulty level and how many bugs your team has killed as a whole. And then also who's dead by who's in red. Alright, for advanced tip number 2, I want to talk about standing orders. Obviously using a microphone is going to be ideal, but for those of you who don't use a microphone, if you want to send standing orders to your squad, you're just going to select one of these objectives on the left. It could be anything. Maybe I'm an operator and I want to prioritize Blue Alpha or Blue Bravo delivering ore. I'm just going to select whatever mission I want, and then I'm going to hover this, and it's going to have a button here for invite squad. And then essentially it's just going to basically make a pop-up in the middle, center, lower bottom portion of their screen for each of my squad members. And they're going to be able to click E in order to assign themselves to the same squad objective that I'm on. So yeah. Alright, let's go on a quick tangent about standing orders and squad assignments. If you don't really care about metagaming or min-maxing, then go ahead and skip to the next. You can look at the chapters below in the timeline. But basically, this is really only going to pertain to high-level lobbies, if you happen to get one, or private lobbies if you're able to get 15 friends together and get really coordinated with it. But essentially, I'm going to try and make this short, but it's going to pertain to squad assignments and how the community doesn't really think about things. This is a snapshot taken from a average public match on veteran level ARC mode, and you can notice that we have 3 full squads here, which is good. We like full squads, but the problem is each of these squads are very diversified. You'll see this pattern. People tend to join whatever squad doesn't have their class in it, and that's a flawed mindset. I'm going to tell you why. If you came from a game like Battlefield where you're the operator, support class, or whatever, you're like, oh, this team needs a medic, let me join them. They don't, and it shouldn't be like that. This is a very different game where you don't want a lot of different classes, because each class, we only have a couple of them or a few of them, and they're very specialized in certain things. So for example, you're going to have maybe this guy wants to stay back and build the base, that's yellow. Maybe this guy wants to go do blue. This guy wants to go do blue referring to blue ore, and the same in this squad, but maybe this time this operator wants to actually go do blue ore. And then these hunters, on the other hand, are actually going to be prioritizing something else on the map. They're going to be going after red targets, and what this is going to create is space between the squads. So this guy's going to be back at base, this guy's going to be at blue ore, maybe it's on the west, maybe it's on the south end. This guy's going to be doing red priority extermination missions, and maybe that's on the north end or the east end, and he's going to be split way apart from his other team. And then the other issue is that now he doesn't have any backup. He's going to be going alone. These guys aren't going to have backup on blue because this guy's back at base and this guy is out doing his own thing. So now he's there short manned on the blue ore. And this guy especially, because he's alone, he's now going to be depending on the rest of the hunters and other squads to be paying attention to the map and making sure that they're on it. If this guy doesn't have a microphone to prompt people to join him in his crusade to go kill the bugs at the extermination mission, like if he doesn't have a microphone, he's shit out of luck, because you only have standing orders for your squad. You can't push text chat or standing orders to any other squad. So really, you're going to be playing alone, and that's not great. So what I think the community should start doing, instead of specializing, diversifying squads like it's a Battlefield game, we should be trying to specialize squads. So instead of spreading out, these hunters should all be over here, and they should line up all over here, because now this squad has 4 hunters in it, and they're able to go and deathball all the red objectives on the map. Now these squads are freed up because they don't have hunters in them. They can be filled in with the operators from other squads. and you're basically going to have more cohesive units all around. This unit's going to be a lot more cohesive, a lot more survivable. They're going to keep the infestation level down. This group is going to have a lot easier time doing blue ore. Maybe you specialize this squad in staying back at base. And they're defending on veteran mode. There's plenty to do when it comes to defending and building. Maybe you split the group in half or whatever you want to do. But basically, you just want to specialize squads. So when you first get in the game, make sure that you're choosing whatever squad has the most same amount of class as you. So if you're a hunter, join hunter squad. If you are bastion or operator, try to join a bastion or operator squad and avoid hunters, okay? So, yeah. Tip number 3 is short and sweet. You probably already know this, but you can pull out your pistol before you pick up a rocket launcher, and it'll replace your secondary weapon instead of your primary. This is also handy if you want to pick up double rocket launchers. I know it's a little polarizing of a subject on Reddit, but you can pick up double rocket launchers. I would say only do it if you are playing AAS and you guys get like back-to-back green missions, and then you end up with like 6 to 10 rocket launchers just laying on the ground that nobody wants to pick up. In that instance, pick up another rocket launcher, play with 2. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, get after it. All right, advanced tip number 4, I want to talk about MG turrets, and that's referring to these Sentry MG turrets that you only have 4 of in the base. Real quickly, let's pretend that this is the Ark, not the HQ, because as we know, the HQ is invincible. We're defending the Ark. It's very common for people to put a layer of walls around the Ark itself, and then maybe newer players will put MG turrets around the exterior of the Ark, thinking that it'll help defend it. This is the least practical position, because basically with the MG turrets, we want the most amount of uptime. They have unlimited ammo, they have unlimited, they don't have any reload animation, anything like that. So you basically just want these things to pump out as many bullets as possible. Having it on the exterior or the interior of the base around the Ark, on the inside of the exterior walls is impractical, because you're only going to get bullets out of them when the exterior walls are breached. And that usually only happens for a few seconds at a time before people repair the walls again. So they're not going to be able to put out much damage. The second best place to put them would be on the actual exterior arrangement of walls, because they're going to be able to get much more damage, but they're hard to repair because it could be on a corner, it could be on a side. This is a very skinny window to repair it, and honestly, without the actual MG turret there, it's very hard to see where the actual MG turrets are, so it's hard to remember to repair them. The best place to put the MG turrets is definitely going to be as part of the bunker arrangements. If you've referred to my other videos, you know that the bunkers should be on the outside of the base. There's 4 of them. These bunkers have the highest HP pool in the game, and you can put these MG turrets in a couple different places. If you put them in the middle of the very center of the bunker, they're easiest to repair, but they get the least amount of value. If you put it on the front, it gets decent value, decent repair, and then if you put it on the side, it may be hardest to repair, but it's still easy to see, and you can still hit it while you're repairing the wall. And then also, it's going to get the most amount of value because it's going to be able to both see along this corner of the bunker and then also along the wall, and most of your bugs are going to be grouped up along the wall, so this is going to be able to shoot all of them. Alright, so tip 5 is really quick, and it's a bit of a nitpick, but the community has quickly found out that placing the ammo things inside of the bunkers, as referenced in my last video, not placing all the ammo things on the Ark and just placing them in bunkers per se, is not meta, because when the ammo thing is in here and the bunker gets destroyed, the ammo thing will also be destroyed with it. So just make sure you place it on the outside of the threshold. Alright, for advanced tip number 6, I want to talk about interior bunkers. Maybe you're not the one who built them, but you know somebody on your team did. Interior bunkers are not great because, one, it underutilizes the high HP pool of the bunker, and it puts too much stress on the walls. The bunker should be a main thing that the bugs need to get through, but if the exterior walls fall, the bugs are just going to go around it. So it really doesn't serve a purpose other than becoming an obstacle for players that are trying to run around the base. Honestly, if you see an interior bunker that's not a part of the exterior arrangement, deconstruct it. It's going to be more useful being gone than it is being in the way of the players. The troopers will never be inside of it shooting bugs when the exterior walls go down, in my experience, so just deconstruct them. Ideally, you take out one of these exterior walls, if you have the time to do so, even if it's in the middle of a bug horde, and you don't place it like that, you place it halfway. Make sure, I'm stressing the halfway because it's very important. Make sure you rebuild the bunker halfway outside of the actual exterior arrangement of defenses. That way you can be inside the bunker, utilize the high HP pool of it, and also cover the exterior walls while you're safely inside of it. You can also build an MG turret or whatever else you need in here. But basically, this is going to drastically increase your exterior defensibility due to the great sightlines and also the much higher HP pool of the bunker and ease of defending it over the walls themselves. So, yeah. So for tip 7, I just want to reference the fact that the electric fences are actually ranged. They can hit bugs up to a few tiles away and can almost perma-stun them based on how many bugs there are. Obviously, they can get over swamped. But yeah, I don't see a lot of people factoring the range into how they're building their defenses and incorporating them. So it's definitely something to consider. All right, for this tip, I want to cover fast travel and how you're probably underutilizing redeployment. So say I was headed this direction to help this squad out. I'm playing Hunter, so I need to be on the move, hitting the high priority targets or the green ones. I'm all the way down here. The red priority and the secondary objective are over here. I need to be at either one of those as a Hunter. Instead of running all the way there, all I need to do is redeploy at HQ, and I'm going to be much closer. It also has the side effect of also refilling any utility and ammo that you've used. You have a bug sometimes where you can't spawn. Just press tilde a couple times or any other key, and it'll let you spawn. But now I'm much closer to my run up here and more efficient. This is going to be especially prominent on veteran difficulty where you have a lot of these red priority targets and they're going to be spread out. Right after you finish one of these red priority targets, just hit that redeploy button. You'll spawn back at HQ and you can run over to your next objective if it's on somewhere on the other side of the map. So yeah. All right, so I want to talk about tip 9 scanning because I feel like I'm using a cheat code. I have managed to become the most impactful person in a base at any given moment, and that's just based on using Operator with a scanning beacon loadout. Being able to feed real-time information to 15 other players about where they need to rotate, which walls have threats, which walls are empty, which walls are about to fall, is just so powerful. Without it, you basically have 16 people running around a base, trying to figure out where to go. They might be rotating to empty walls. Even worse yet, they might just be stagnant at a wall, waiting for threats to come to them, and that's really how you should not be playing, especially at this difficulty. You need everybody rotating to where they need to be, and instead of just having like 4 people on a wall that is getting swamped and then 12 other people just twiddling their thumbs in bunkers on the other side. So being able to feed that information to them is very powerful. Having that ×2 damage multiplier is honestly a cherry on top, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of value you get for providing that information to your team. So give this loadout a try, guys. I want to see it in my games, and let me know how it goes for you. All right, tip 8 is going to go over grenades really quick. At least the napalm and the chem. I just want to touch on these briefly. It kind of goes hand in hand with the last tip, but basically I just want to talk about uptime and downtime of these grenades. The other grenades are pretty self-explanatory, and people don't use them because of the long cooldown that grenades have, even if you have this improved grenade cooldown boost, which, by the way, is 50%. It's 90 seconds for any grenade cooldown, and then with this, it's 45 seconds. The napalm grenade actually has only 12-second uptime. It says 60 seconds in the description, but it's only 12. Chem grenade is 25 seconds, even though it says 60 seconds. If both of these grenades were 60 seconds, they would be completely broken, in my opinion. But I think the chem grenade is a little bit better. With the napalm, you have 12-second uptime and 33-second downtime if you have this grenade cooldown perk. And then the chem grenade is 25-second uptime and 20-second downtime. I still think if you're playing Operator, you should be using the scan grenade. It's super underutilized, and it has even better uptime and downtime. 30 seconds up, 15 seconds down. With the perk, 30 seconds up, 60 seconds down if you don't have the grenade perk. So yeah, if you're using either of these classes, I would probably choose chem grenade. Even though it only slows them down and does a weak damage over time, it still has a lot more utility than napalm. Napalm, it's great to make them avoid certain areas, but honestly the pathing doesn't change that much. They still run through the fire, and the damage over time that the fire provides is not great. Chem just has way more utility, so go with chem. If you're not playing Operator, if you are, go with scan. Thanks for tuning into the 10 tips, guys. And if you have any extra tips, go ahead and leave them in the comment section for other people. If you think I'm wrong about something in this video, then go ahead and let me know, because I'm interested to hear everybody's opinions and what their experiences have been like in game. So yeah, that's all I got. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.